the stuff, amigo?
See.
See. Oh.
Damn, I had to dress up like Pablo Escobar to finally hit on.
Now I bet you're wondering how we got here. This is Luke McFadden, the viral crabber you've probably seen on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube.
It'd be awesome putting like soups and stuff.
Correct. Today we're gonna go over how Jimmy's Famous Seafood was able to partner with Luke and eventually help him create his own line of viral seafood products. Jimmy's Famous Seafood.
We're making a crab cake.
We're making a crab cake. Luke and Tony.
Yep. My mom's crab cake, actually. I was about 11 years old. I always wanted to be out on the water. I was always chasing critters. I started catching crabs, bring them home to my mom, and she would make crab cakes out of them. I'll be honest, I didn't typically catch enough crabs to have them as like a whole meal for the family. I wasn't very good when I started. I'm like okay now. I would catch crabs, my mom would steam them and cook them and pick the meat, and then after maybe like a week of catching crabs, we would have enough to make crab cakes. The crab cake that we have is the whole crab.
There it is, right there, so you can see the difference. And then you have the minced from the legs as well, so you can get a visual of the difference there.
Secret to a good Maryland crab cake is simplicity. If you are going somewhere and you see crab cakes where they're featuring onions or green peppers in the crab cake, steer clear, because I'm sure that crab meat is from another country and it is not sustainably caught.
Gonna do the honors. Some parsley. Don't burn your face off, eh?
It looks hot. I'm blowing this freaking rabbit food you put on these things all over the place. What even is that?
Parsley.
That is legitimately really good. That is a very good crab cake. My mom would be proud.
That's good. It doesn't even taste like it's gluten-free.
I know, it's really good. I mean, it's good. I don't know what else to say. It's delicious. You should buy one.
Yeah.
You can order. The link is in the description. Even if you do not live in Maryland, you guys can enjoy these beautiful Maryland crab cakes made with real wild-caught, sustainably harvested Calnectus sapidus blue crab, possibly that I caught myself on my very own boat. You can have them shipped anywhere in the country, frozen, ready to eat. We spent a lot of money to make these crab cakes, so if you guys bought them, it'd be awesome. So then we don't lose money on another one of our stupid ideas. They're great, they really are. This is what the crab cake is gonna look like when you get it. Vacuum sealed, frozen like this, and you can cook them in usually under 10 minutes in the oven. We also have some other things on the docket here, along with crab cakes. We are also coming out with some crab soup here, so we're testing that as well today. We're trying some chips with the seasoning. It's coming soon here. Or we got things in the works at least. We got crinkle cut chips, kettle chips. We caught the crabs on the boat. We got them here at Jimmy's. These are gonna hit the steamer and then we're gonna meet you downstairs, show you how they're gonna show up at your doorstep. So we got the crabs out of the steamer here. We're gonna clean them for you guys real quick. I know this is a little different than what we usually do in Maryland. We're gonna pull the top shell off. We're gonna pull these dead men off.
Mustard, buddy.
Oh yeah, that's good stuff. Pull the mouth, and then we're gonna break the crab into the crab halves, which is our blue crab cluster.
Dozen of clusters, half dozen of crabs.
Yep, we got them clean. We're gonna get these frozen. All right, crabs are flash frozen.
I don't know what just happened.
Some kind of witchcraft, I'm not sure, but we're good. Vacuum sealed, frozen, on our way to you. That is beautiful, man. That's pretty. That is some good looking stuff. Okay, look at that. That's beautiful right there. Oh, man. Dude, that is actually way better. I mean, I knew it was gonna be good. That's really good. Wow. Super delicious. That's good.
I was so pumped to show Luke the seasoning for the first time. We were both at the tailgate, partying it up, and then I took it behind the scenes in one of our sea containers that we use for storage and got him to try the first batch of seasoning. The reaction was great. A special Luke Korean infused crab spice that we've been working on behind the scenes. Hasn't been released yet.
I'm also Korean infused. You want to dump a line here? I got a card. Just kidding.
This is the first time he's tasting it.
Yeah, I literally didn't know about this, obviously, because I'm in a
We talked about it.
freaking sea container.
We talked
Yeah, I mean, we've been playing it. I didn't know you were going to have it today. Is this different stuff?
Yeah,
okay.
Two versions.
I'm not going to lie, Tony. It looks the same from the eye. From the eye.
I think it's just one might be a little spicier than the other.
All right, we'll see. Oh, that's good. I don't know which one's in my right hand. Dude, that's good.
7.
That is
we
genuinely seriously good.
We tasted it yesterday morning.
Spicy, but it's not like...
Not over the top.
That won't hurt anybody.
Yeah.
Let's try this one.
There's sesame seeds in there too. You see them?
Yeah. Dude, that is seriously good stuff, man. I don't know where you come up with this stuff. I guess it's a secret container full of ice and whatever else.
We'll have a round 2 version at the restaurant with some crabs.
That is seriously
some
good.
shrimp. All right, we're off to a good start.
Yeah, really. All right,
Good.
jump on line. We're going to put another line of this stuff and we're going to go back out there.
Making the seasonings with Luke was pretty easy. The collaboration side of it, because Luke sells crabs for a living, not just sells them, but he actually catches them himself.
Boat to throat.
Boat to throat.
Tony came to me and said, hey, what do you want to do? And I said, that's crazy. Nobody's ever asked me that. And I would love to be able to sell a seasoning blend that is my very own. So Tony actually had the idea to make it a Korean barbecue inspired and flavored seasoning.
Because
I'm Korean. I know very little about seasoning or how any of that side of the business works. Luckily, Tony knows all of that stuff. Tony said, why don't we make a crab seasoning that's a little different? And I said,
then you call me prejudiced.
I did, but it actually ended up working out really great for both of us. So it's okay for Tony to be prejudiced.
Everybody, has their favorite seasoning.
Yeah.
And for different reasons, but we wanted to make something different in the market, and this is what we came up with.
Korean barbecue flavored inspired crab seasoning, and I really like it. A lot of people really like it. Pretty much everybody I've talked to really likes it. 2 different versions. We have the version that is the crab seasoning in the lighter blue package, which is gonna have a coarser blend with more rock salt. And then we have a version of that with less rock salt and a much finer consistency. We've actually found that both of these are great on pretty much everything. A lot of people have been using the crab seasoning on steak and things like that, where you would use a blend that has a coarser blend with more rock salt. But we've tried it on everything, dude. We've literally tried it on scallops, crabs, chicken, ribs, you name it. We're making all kinds of shrimp, chicken, ribs. You can have this seasoning on everything. Here it is. It is so good. And I've been selling it at the crab stand for the past year, and I've had a lot of my customers take it home and try it on all kinds of things, even ice cream. And people like it. I literally have a little girl whose dad works next door to me who put it on Turkey Hill vanilla ice cream and really likes it.
Tell them what you put it on.
Where'd you put it on?
Ice cream.
On ice cream? Really? Wow. I tried it, not really my thing, but I think it's great on everything else. But I'm super excited to have this and work with Jimmy's. I never would have ever imagined this would ever be a thing. Life is wild, and you meet people, and they have great ideas as well. And so now, here we are. It will be available in stores and online, on Amazon and everything else here shortly. I'm super excited. I'm just happy to be involved. A lot of people say if you've eaten like ramen noodles, okay, this sounds kind of crazy, but the seasoning has very similar flavors to like ramen noodles. I don't know if that's like a good thing or a bad thing to say, but it's a very familiar flavor, and I really like it. I mean, when I was a kid, we ate ramen noodles dry out of the pack with no water, so we without cooking them.
The similarities is that you're getting that soy coming out of it. The soy, like I was telling you earlier with the Worcester, the way they're making it, very similar process, and you're basically fermenting down a bunch of stuff to get that umami pump in your mouth, like when you're eating it, and that's what you're getting from that soy.
See, my department is catching the crabs, and Tony's department is the umami soy.
Yeah, so we
know
got
what I'm saying?
plenty other ideas in the bank. Moral here is that anything that you want to see, let us know.
Yeah.
And we'll probably come up with it.
If you guys suggest it in the comments, give us 6 months and we'll come up with it on our own. We'll try it, and then we'll eventually see the comment that you left 6 months ago, and then we'll be like, and we should have done that 6 months ago. That's how we work.
So now you've seen how we went from shipping Luke's crabs to creating his very own crab seasoning. What we're gonna do now is show you how versatile the seasoning is and talk about some of the ways that we made it better than other crab and seafood spices. All right, we have Charlie chucking oysters. We have Lucas over here observing, and we're also gonna cook with his spices at his beautiful marina here.
Thank you. It's not mine, but I do rent like half the slips and fill up half the yard full of my crap, so at squatter's rights, it is kind of mine. Oh yeah, that's good. How long you been crabbing, Charlie? That ain't bad there.
If you call a knife a hammer, what do you call a screwdriver?
What a hammer.
Hammer. Does not want protection, so I'll just be the one wearing the gloves. They're actually large gloves, and they don't really fit me that well, so it's all right.
You need like extra large? You need the magnums?
Yeah.
Big truck, small hands, you know what I'm saying?
We're going to be showing the versatility of your spices. Talk about, obviously, us making it, why we decided on 2 different kinds, obviously, in the flavor profile, and show the audience here what we can do with the seasonings. And we got some shucked oysters here. We got some chicken that we already put on the grill. We got some steaks that we're going to put put on the grill. Some ribs. We got live scallops that we're gonna be put on the grill with the spice and the butter. We got scallops that we have skewered and we're gonna put on the flat top. Your Blackstone. We got some jumbo shrimp skewers as well. We're gonna be making some sandwiches with the chicken. Yeah.
I like it. This is kind of funny because it's like your world and my world are once again colliding, where you guys have all this fancy stuff and all these great ideas, and you're here cooking it in a kitchen that's literally made of trash. That's a stove out of the scrapyard. This also came from an auction. Yeah, man. Hey, nice, John, how much was that Vulcan stove?
$5. Wow.
I said 6, but it was actually $5.
Wow.
Charlie, and just let me know where I can stand to be the most in your way.
Right in the middle. Okay, actually, just follow me around. Just wherever I go, right behind you.
Okay, Charlie, perfect. I'm sure you guys have seen him in my stuff as well, with us, helping me out in the process. As you know, I don't do anything but just show up and cook, kind of like Luke McFadden.
Yeah, once a week just to get a video. We go home. Yeah, right.
All right, so let's get the steaks on the grill and let's season up these ribs. So we have the ribs that we've already cooked in at Jimmy's and we're gonna throw them on the grill the same way we do there. So we're just gonna put some of the seafood spice on them, not the crab spice. The crab spice will make them a tad too salty, but we did use the crab spice on the steak because of the nice surface area, right? The thickness of it. And obviously you're already putting salt, kosher salt, rock salt, whatever it is on steaks. So we allowed it to sit here and penetrate, to Charlie's exact words, the meat. So it can sit there and kind of soak into the meat a little bit before we put it on the grill and let it come to room temperature so you can get a nice even red all the way through.
I'm glad you're the one using protection, handling the meat, bud. This kind, which is what we're calling the seafood seasoning, right? And it's the same thing as this. It's just ground finer and there's a little less salt in it. So this is what we're calling the crab seasoning. And this is the same exact flavor profile, same exact ingredients, except this has like flake salt in it. It's not ground up quite as much. When you're steaming crabs, the seasoning tends to kind of fall apart and you want a little bit more of a coarse seasoning with crabs because it gets on your fingers after it goes through the steaming thing. You want it to kind of hold up. This stuff, you can put it on crabs. I've tried it. In my experience, it'll almost kind of wash off the crabs a little more and the coarser stuff tends to stick a little better. But with the coarser mixture and the salt and everything in it, it tends to work better for things like steak and whatever else. It's pretty versatile.
On the crabs conversation, you know, the only thing that to be said on that note is that the rock salt, obviously, like if people have a sodium issue, right, they can just use the one without the rock salt and, and it gets the job done. Yeah. But like you're saying, it does a much better job of sticking to the crab when it is coarser like that. So let's get the steak and the ribs on the grill over here.
You like that grill?
I do.
That's nice. It's made out of 2 car rims and something else. The funny thing is we probably took a grill apart to get that grill top to put it on our grill.
That's a nice sound. Means the grill's hot.
I'm excited. I haven't had lunch in years.
You just go right to dinner?
I just have work for lunch typically. Sleep for dinner.
Besides the time that I brought you the octopus sub.
That was good. That's the only reason I like hanging out with Tony and filming with him and all that kind of stuff. We eat good.
All right, on. We'll give it a couple minutes and then flip it.
This is cool, man. Where did you get whole scallops?
One of our vendors out of Philly.
See all those little dots? Those are eyeballs.
Really? They have that many?
Yep, those are eyes, and scallops are the only mollusk that can actually swim. They do this, and they swim. Pretty neat.
Get up.
Are you supposed to cut the top muscle?
Yeah.
Oops. Oh, it's fine. We got plenty. Oh, we're mint, dude. We're good. I did a pretty bad job at that, but I ain't no scalloper. We'll just put this one over.
We're gonna grill it right in there.
Oh. I did it perfectly then. I remember the first time I came and had dinner at Jimmy's with Tony. You know, we got the tour of the restaurant and all that kind of stuff, and then sitting at that same corner table, which is now like headquarters. And
a lot of business deals have happened there.
And so I'm sitting there, and my wife's sitting next to me across the table from Tony, and the whole time we're talking, Tony looks very serious, okay? And people keep coming up to Tony while he's sitting there, and they'll just kind of say something to him, and then he was just like, say something in Greek, you know, or whatever. It depends. He was speaking Greek to some people. He was speaking Spanish. He was, you know, English, whatever. He was just making stuff happen. I was like, dang, this guy's like some kind of cool Greek gangster or something, dude. This is pretty sweet. They really do run Baltimore. It's just like The Wire. Yeah, and then now I know he was just telling people, like, go make him something to eat, get him a shot of tequila, you know, just a bunch of, you know, he looked intimidating, and then like cut to a year later, I'm like, I know what he's doing. Yeah, right?
Still trying to get Charlie to learn Greek.
It's been a slow process. I gotta learn Spanish first.
You have to learn Indian first.
I learned English first.
How we looking on them steaks, Charlie?
Good,
almost?
Yep.
Let them rest a little bit, and we're gonna throw these on right now. All right, so we have the scallop here and the eyes all over it, which Lucas just informed us about. All them little black dots are eyes. So we're removing all that from the scallop muscle itself, and then we're gonna throw it on the grill with a little bit of his seasoning and a little knob of butter. All right, I'm gonna leave this attached just like that, and sprinkle it with a little bit of seafood seasoning.
So why'd you choose the seafood over the crab seasoning for this application?
Because that scallop's already salty, right? We don't want to crush it too much. And we'll put some knobs of butter just like that right in there. I'm gonna put that on there. And you want to do the oysters, Lucas? So we can put them on the grill as well?
Sure.
You want to do a seafood seasoning? Yeah?
We'll try that on some of them, and then we'll try the other stuff on the other ones, right?
Yeah.
Like an oyster.
These look like bay oysters or chop tanks.
They are bay oysters.
Okay.
So you can get away with a little salt.
Yeah.
We weren't fooling you today, huh?
Hey man, I know a bay oyster when I see one. I'm so tired of looking at oysters. As long as they're not coming up in a set of tongs, I like seeing them a lot more. I actually love oystering.
Little knob of butter here, and we're gonna go to the grill.
Scallops and oysters are like the perfect food. They come in their own packaging. You can cook them in their own pan. And then you get to put in your driveway. They come with rocks. They're the gift that keeps on
Mr.
giving.
John told me to do that.
They're nice. The aesthetic is nice, you know?
All right, over here on the flat top, I'm gonna let you do the honors.
All right.
You had much opinion about the creation of the spice, so I'm sure you...
This is sort of how Tony and I's relationship works now. He does all the work, and I get it across the finish line.
Let me get this side down for you.
All right.
There we go.
The way Tony and I eventually started actually working together was I was catching crabs, right? I was crabbing. I had just started making videos not too long ago. You have some problems when you're selling crabs. There's many problems in the crabbing business, but this was also right around the same time that I was going from selling to wholesalers to selling my own crabs. Well, when you sell your own crabs, especially in the first year, sometimes you get crabs left over. And so I was trying to figure out something to do with the crabs that I had left over from the weekend that I didn't sell. And Tony and I, both being people with, I don't know, overactive brains, I guess, to come up with, we're good at reinventing the wheel, really. Also, Jimmy's does they already ship crabs all over the US. So Tony said, why don't we just ship your crabs? So the first thing that we really started doing together was him shipping the crabs that I had left over from the weekend all over the country. Also, as my fan base kind of grew, it went a little more statewide, then countrywide, then sort of worldwide-ish. Officially win the furthest trip from the crab stand, all the way from Ireland. Gave people an opportunity that weren't local, weren't in Maryland, that couldn't come to the crab stand and buy crabs, to be able to try the crabs, which was pretty cool. And it was a really, really, really awesome way for us to naturally work together, because it was something they were doing already and something they already know a lot about. We did that for about a year, and then after things started to kind of pick up on both of our ends, brainstormed, or I'll have an idea, he'll have an idea, we'll call each other at 10 o'clock at night or text or whatever, with some crazy idea that needs to be, executed right now. Every once in a while, one of them works. So for every 3 you see come to market, we probably had 15 ideas.
Yeah, we're not short in the idea department, that's for sure. It was a great fit from the beginning, like Luke said, for us. I was born on top of the restaurant, so I understand the struggles of running a business, and obviously there's no harder job in Maryland for damn sure, maybe in US, than being a crabber or a waterman.
Or owning a restaurant, a seafood restaurant.
Right, so I figured I would call him up and just maybe share some of my ideas and just advice of like how I think I could help the situation. And it obviously led to collaboration and just a mutual partnership that we've been having with each other. Now we're working on different products and
retail lines and
spice lines and all kinds of stuff coming.
I think the reason it works is because we're friends. Now, I have Tony's best interest in mind, and I feel like he has my best interest in mind a lot of times. So when we come up with ideas and whatever, if nothing is forced, we don't have an agent brokering deals with each other. We just call each other on the phone, like-minded people. That is a hard thing. If you are looking in to getting into influencer marketing or whatever they call it. From my personal experience, I've had deals where when you just don't know the person that well or the brand or whatever, it makes it so much harder. But if you can actually build a relationship that's natural, it just works so much better, I would say.
I mean, no, absolutely. We're both about proper quality of stuff, supporting local the best you can.
Tony's the same as me. Even if it's the harder way to go, he's willing to do it. And for me, I'm always thinking of the harder way to do something better. And the dangerous thing is that Tony and I are both hard-headed enough, and Tony has enough resource to make these ridiculous things actually happen. We've been pretty dangerous here lately.
All right, where these are finishing up, looking pretty good.
One of my other favorite things about Jimmy's and Tony in general is obviously they're business professionals and they know what they're doing, or they have me fooled at least. Just don't take yourself that seriously, you know? Have fun with it. One thing will lead to the next. If you're not so stuck on deadlines or budgets, or we both have to have people on both of our sides that make sure things actually get across the finish line and they keep us out of jail as well. But usually when we come up with an idea, it's because we had fun with the last one. Speaking of that, Tony, where are all those people that we pay by the hour? I don't see any of them.
I got Charlie right here.
Yeah, right. That looks freaking good, man.
Yeah.
On these ribs.
That's a fancy looking knife there, isn't it?
It's Charlie's special. Got it from Fisher Price.
Nice.
I bought Tony a whole set of knives. He's like, these suck, man. I hate them. Somebody went and bought this one.
There we go.
You know, they say on Smith Island, they say she ain't purty none. They talking opposites. If something's really good looking, they say she ain't purty none.
Makes sense.
No, not really. Doesn't make any sense at all.
There are like, how many people on the island though?
Just enough for that to make sense. So.
A little slaw on top of there, and we need the lids.
Is that the same JFS brand you use to brand all your employees? Oh, this is where we had our first date, Tony.
It is. You remember that?
It is, when you came on the boat.
All right, what are you going in for?
Oh, this is the eating scene?
This is the eating scene.
Oh, okay. I'm just going, scallops, dude. Those are my favorite.
I ain't no crabber, you ain't no cook.
Yeah, that's true. I never claimed to be, though, either. I'm good. I'll leave the cooking to you, dude.
I still want you to let me come out and just take the boat by myself one day.
Whatever, man. You break it, you buy it. Dude, if I was to even try to cook one of these things on this plate, I'd have dirtied every single dish. My wife would have left me. My house would have burned out of the ground, I think. Ooh, good.
What we have here is a bunch of food that we are showing the versatility of Luke's spice. Luke, again, was very opinionated when making this spice in our original talks.
Dang, that is good.
What are you eating, the steak?
Oh, really good. Damn. Oyster?
The rock salt on there is clutch.
Really good. The rock salt, that is definitely the way to go with the steak.
Seafood spice, and then we got a little Korean barbecue sauce as well. I really want to try the scallop.
Is this a mukbang video now?
Do we need a slurp for that?
All right.
We grab a shrimp. Por favor, Pablo.
Pretty good. That's good.
Good crunchiness in there. I think we've tried everything. We made some cool food with it, obviously showing the versatility of it. What was your favorite?
I actually like it on the steak the best. I like it on everything, and I love this other seafood. Like, I love shrimp, and scallops are probably my favorite seafood, even though I'm a crabber. But I think it actually plays really, really, really well on the steak. But I like it all.
I wish I had some potato chips on the side here to put it on.
Coming soon.
My favorite was probably the scallop. I mean, you can't get any fresher than the fresh scallop, right?
The fresh grilled scallop actually was probably the best tasting thing on this plate by far.
I mean, butter, the seasoning, and a scallop. How can you go wrong with that combination?
Good. Oh my gosh, so good.
Thanks for joining us.
Here on the creek, on the Southern Grill itself. And yeah, look for the seasoning coming to a store near you here soon. Never thought I'd see myself on a package, but it's kind of neat. Appreciate it, guys. We'll see you later.
The crew coming in for the bite.